it doesn't matter how angry I get, I can't be throwing punches. That I agree.
That's a very good ideal.
I was gonna say, that's a very good ideal. However, yeah. So the thing that happened over the weekend, it wasn't really over the weekend, I don't think. Yeah, was it? It was over the weekend? Okay. What happened over the weekend was the Shiloh, the thing that happened with Shiloh Sanders, right? And the thing that happened with Shador, right? So if you don't know who the Sanders brothers are, they are Deion Sanders' sons that are in the NFL now. Well, one is in the NFL now. Unfortunately, Shiloh got cut due to this is where we start getting into, right? So let's talk Shiloh first, because I think, let's talk Shedeur first. Yeah, sorry. Cause that's the situation where it's like he's still in the league. That's the more pertinent situation right now. So Shedeur, right? Obviously Shedeur went 5th round, 144th pick.
We've covered it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. We covered that and everything like that. I've been seeing a lot of talk, right? We've been seeing a lot of talk. Obviously, this is the preseason, so he just got his opportunity basically to show his stuff. And the Browns actually I'm pretty sure they had like 4 or 5 QBs at one point. And obviously you have to cut down to the 53-man roster before the season starts. So they're trying to find out who they're running QB1, QB2, QB3, et cetera, right? The game the other day. So Shedeur has a great game. He has a great first game, right?
2 TDs.
Yeah, 2 TDs. And then I forgot his actual yardage on it, but 2 TDs. He had a great first game, and then he had another game. His last game he played against the Rams. He ends up coming in. He does half the game. He comes in third quarter. This is where it gets to like what you're saying, like afforded being afforded that actual like ability to show your skills and do it
in real time. Level. That happened in real time.
Yeah, in real time at the same level that someone else, right, a white person, whoever it is, can like get it as well, right? His O-line, right? He had an O-line during this game.
Every paper mache, my nigga.
His O-line was full of they were full of like 3rd and 4th stringers.
We're Bears fans. We're used to
we're used to it. God damn it, right?
God damn it.
His O-line was like atrocious, right? To say the least, right? Which resulted in him getting sacked 5 times. And you had a lot of people that were like, oh, he had a bad game. He did terrible. Which then, right? They end up trading Kenny Pickett, which he was injured, so they trade him to the Raiders, right? Basically, what ends up happening is Shedeur goes QB3. So you have Joe Flacco, I think, at 1, which he's a vet, but he's like 40 years old.
Yeah, Joe Flacco old as hell. They've been
I've been
hearing his name since I was a little kid.
Yeah, 40. He's good, but like shit.
A season.
You would think that you'd run with some of your younger guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like Shedeur, like Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel is QB2.
After throwing a pick six.
Pick six. And
fumble.
Oh, so this is another thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that. So he gets QB2 and then QB3 goes to Shedeur, right? Now you had a lot of people saying like Shedeur, he just has to prove himself. He had a really bad game, etc. I think, and we've talked about this before, putting so much blame on the QB.
Yeah,
we're putting blame on this rookie QB when his O-line, 4 out of 5 people on his O-line got traded got waived the next day.
Oh,
meaning
they were like, yeah, we don't need these niggas. They're actually bad at their job.
I was going to say, that these 3rd and 4th stringers aren't going to be here. Why wouldn't you have Shedeur play with the primary defense? That doesn't make sense.
And the primary defense play with Joe Flacco, right?
That wouldn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. And then another thing they do. They then there's a 2-minute drive, right? These 2-minute drills are very, very important. And as we know, at Colorado, Shedeur is a master at them 2-minute drives. He throwing them motherfuckers at them 2-minute drives. They take him out the game for the 2-minute drive and put in, I think his name was like Tyler. I forgot.
Something Hayden.
Tyler,
right?
Yeah, it was Tyler. Either way, he got waived the next day. Why would you put someone in that you know you're going to waive to do a 2-minute drill, knowing that Shedeur is going to need that practice?
Why did he get waived?
He got waived. He just wasn't good.
The thing is, when he first got in the game, I think he almost threw an interception.
Hold on,
Like,
let me find his name.
He
All
almost threw
three.
an interception.
Bro,
the fuck?
that is so nuts because, like, this is just being black in a quarterback. Because, like,
Yeah.
even on his first game, he wasn't even supposed to start, and they put him right there to start. And it's like, y'all are setting him up to fail, bro.
I think that's what it boils down to, right? There's so many fucking, and God, believe me, I know, right? Because I wouldn't call myself a football purist or anything like that. But I know so many niggas that are yelling at their screen, what you doing? You're not good enough. Give the nigga an opportunity to be on the same evil playing field as someone like Dylan Gabriel. I saw Nick, I forgot his last name, but if you watch ESPN, you know. Nick says some shit. Nick was like, oh, do I think the NFL had a what is it called? Association, I guess. Do I think the NFL
they had like
a league-wide? Do I think the NFL had a league-wide conspiracy against drafting Shador? No. Do I think he's better than Dylan Gabriel though? Yes. Do I think Dylan Gabriel has more talent like in the game and he showed more talent? Yes. Okay, so let's backtrack what the fuck we just said then.
Wait.
Dylan Gabriel, there wasn't there wasn't a NFL or a league-wide like stoppage or conspiracy against Shador being in the league. Even though we just had Eric Dickerson, an NFL Hall of Famer, say he had from a really trusted source that there was people in the Browns camp that they weren't gonna draft him there. They're gonna make an example out of him.
Which, mind you, this has been, I can't speak specifically to the NFL draft in particular, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is not the first time this happened, because I know in baseball, there has been multiple occasions. There was a nigga back in like the 80s and 90s named Lonnie Smith, and there was a league-wide conspiracy back in the day when they were just open about it.
Yeah.
Now it's different because they can negotiate.
They can negotiate.
But there was open conspiracy, like they were not going to sign him, and they were going to let him go for the league minimum back to his old team or some shit. Because they do that. Owners were able
Don't
to
you
do
know
that.
D. Gordon, right?
Yeah.
There was a situation.
He's a
there was
second baseman. He played for the Dodgers for a long time, and he played for the Marlins.
Yeah. So I'm guessing he got on a podcast and he was like, it was one season where I guess he was gonna get like the hitting MVP or some shit like that. But Bryce Harper was like on that line too.
Maybe
around like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, that was when he won.
And he said that somebody called him and told him like, don't hit the fucking ball because Bryce Harper needs that like trophy. And he said, fuck this shit, nigga, I'm hitting it anyway.
That's crazy.
And then like not even, I think the next season he was like, they said that he was on PEDs or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, because he did get suspended for like a PED suspension. I don't know the details, and that's why I don't want to like confirm.
He was like,
then they said I was on PED.
he sat back. He was like, bro, look at me, bro. I'm like 150. Do it look like I take PEDs, bro?
D. Gordon is
like,
a fast nigga who's very small and probably has like 20 home runs in his career, maybe. He doesn't hit home runs. So it's like, I can understand why someone would be like, was he really on steroids, whatever. I do know that these leagues, though, have had a history of like communicating or conspiring to freeze niggas out for whatever.
Colin Kaepernick's not in the league, guys. We're bullshitting.
Come on, bro.
Stop it.
The same league that brought us the Colin Kaepernick situation could never be.
But let me say this. So Nick says that. Nick says that. He says that thing. He says, "Oh, there's no conspiracy." And then says Dylan Gabriel, he thinks Shedeur is still better than Dylan Gabriel. So let's backtrack there.
So could be 300.
Dylan Gabriel got drafted 3rd round. Do you usually draft people better than you after the fucking person that you're saying they're better than? What are we talking about?
He was worse than Shedeur, but he had more talent.
That doesn't make no fucking sense.
Dylan Gabriel 3rd round, he 5th, but he better than Dylan, but then he not like.
Gang, even with like the whole shit with like the Browns, I remember you just told me like they were like they had literally said they were trying to make an example of him.
The head coach, or no, not the head coach, maybe the GM. I gotta get his name. I think I wrote his name down. The GM was like, Shador wasn't my pick. What does that mean? We know what that means in terms of NFL, in terms of sports in general. The GM said, yeah, he wasn't my pick. The owner of the Browns, yeah, this is not my pick. What are we talking about? We're bullshitting as though this can never be a thing that
I was gonna say
right.
If
it's possible.
We bullshit. I think the problem with sports and having this conversation about like race and sports is because there are so many people in all sporting bases who are predominantly white and predominantly are convinced that nothing could be amiss besides just pure, it's the skill. If you're good, you're good. If you're not, you're not. You're not even thinking past the point that like the reason why there's so few African Americans in like a league like baseball, even though we're some of the best fucking players ever exist in that league, is because it starts from the ground. They don't even like show that to black kids enough to get a lot of them involved.
Nope.
Because a lot of this shit,
It's
despite what you want to
politics.
believe, is politics and it's not meritocracy.
Yes.
If a owner of a franchise is going on the record saying my prominent draft pick that everyone knows about is not my pick, don't you think that there's a little bit of a standoffish relationship between that person and the organization, which would lead to shit like being placed under niggas who you're better than or being snubbed out of a certain opportunity? Why is that so hard to see the moment it's a nigga?
And then you can't even cap like it's not a race thing because you even look at how he got drafted. They were fucking prank calling him.
Like
That's
we
so
forget all of that
unprofessional.
shit,
And
too.
then
Like,
he
what do you-
covered, he ended up just encountering a interview. I forgot what the dude's name was, but he confronted him like, bro, why are you talking bad about me?
Yeah.
And he didn't
Yeah,
even say it
the
in
reporter.
a bad way. He's just like, hey, bro, like, why you keep
Like,
talking
it's
Shador
known.
has handled himself classy, like literally class act this entire time, right? So I think it boils down to, and we'll keep it moving, but I think what it boils down to is, bro, give him a shot.
Yeah.
Y'all are bullshitting. Give him a shot. Y'all have been like ultra critical of him since he got in the league. Even the shit that Dylan Gabriel said the other day, where he was like separating the entertainers from the competitors. Bro,
give the entertainer more opportunities
bro,
to be a
that is
competitor.
and people will say what they say, right? I understand where, like, after looking at it, where people can say, okay, he was talking to entertainers in terms of like the news people and media themselves. Sure. But also, if I'm Shedeur, I'm not gonna lie. If I hear that, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna press you. I'm gonna be like, all right, nigga, what is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Because, bro, just give him a fair chance to develop and be that thing. It kind of boils into Shiloh.
He was talking about Shador, bro.
Niggas
was talking about Shador, 'cause
It boils into Shiloh as well, right? The situation with Shiloh. I'm gonna show the video really quick. Can we see the video of the situation that happened with Shiloh? So Shiloh just got
fair chances.
Shiloh just got waived from the Bucs, right? Obviously,
Ridiculous.
Shiloh was already undrafted.
Shiloh
He got
Shedeur's brother.
Shiloh Shedeur's brother. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that. Shiloh just got waived from the Bucs, right? Buccaneers, Tampa Bay. Because of this altercation he got into, he got ejected from the game and then he got waived after. Now, while I'm not making the case, Shiloh did not play as well as he needed to. But we're also not gonna sit here and act like this is the most clear cut. Like, oh yeah, he's just out of control. And let's watch the clip and y'all let me know what y'all see. 84. That's what we're looking at. 84.
Zach Davidson. Swing.
Okay.
Sanders.
What do we? Look at this. Look at this.
Everyone behind. The
Look
play's
at
over.
it. The play's been
shoved
over.
back.
That's the end of the. That's like the sheer end of it.
Sanders.
Look at this. He's face mask grabbing that entire time.
Shoved back.
Yeah, which
That's
is a
not
penalty.
even in the sense of like, bro, just get off me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I would
That's
get
like,
it if
nigga, you grabbing me, bro. Get
Okay,
off me.
if we line up and I'm getting like rough housed
Yeah,
by
you
this
getting
nigga,
jammed
he jammed me, he just pushing me back, you know, legal holding, cool. Then I'm weak. Then he just bullied my shit that I need to fix up and I need to get better. Your face mask holding.
Wait,
You can't
but
even
also-
grab. That's a
Yeah.
penalty.
Guys,
You can't
I
like.
think-
The nigga is like
Yeah, he's like-
aggressively. Like he didn't
No,
let
no, no.
go of that
Actually,
face
people
mask.
got this like really fucked up. We can think about this on like monkey level terms. Nigga,
Zoom
it's the
out.
NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a physical sport.
Yeah.
What are we talking
So,
about?
my thing in that situation is, okay, it seems though the play's over. The nigga keeps going way too long. He's grabbing the nigga in an illegal manner. Shiloh gets frustrated and swings at him because he's like, get the fuck off of me. One, like you said, it's the sport of football where we're giving people lifelong CTE and brain damage. And my God, a nigga swinging at a nigga because he felt like he was getting...
This is unacceptable.
It's
My
unacceptable.
God, CT.
Second of all, if it is unacceptable, and I even
Which it
grant
is,
you
I
that,
understand.
Yes,
We
because
understand
we
it's
don't want
unacceptable.
the NFL to turn into a league where everyone just swinging at each other. Okay, so then the punishment needs to be doled out equally, right?
Because equally we could tell that like, yeah,
'Cause
there
both
was
of them were at
there
fault,
was
right? Be
84 is
honest.
provoking
It
him
was both.
in his face. Okay,
Right.
And
eject
equally-
them both. No, they eject Shedeur and then wave him off the team. Now, am I making the argument that Shedeur is some
Shiloh.
generation or Shiloh? Sorry. Am I making the argument that Shiloh is some generational talent
And they
that
only got rid of
deserves
him
it? Yeah,
solely
they only
because
got
of it?
rid of him because he's a black man. No. But I'm saying this: if we're going to give everybody a fair chance,
yes,
because it damn near looks like you even saw 84 as soon as he swings, he turns to his bench, points at him, still taunting him the whole time, gloating. If you're going to give people a fair chance, in my case, you eject both of them and then you play the game of football. After that, whatever happens with the 53-man roster, cool, waiving him. Not saying that he got waived because of that. But I think you're not giving him a fair opportunity, even as Tampa Bay. I don't think you gave him a fair opportunity. You're like, yes, that is unacceptable. But also we can tell this nigga was fully taunting you. And if at that point you're not making it, which he wasn't playing well, then okay, you get waived, right?
I'm sorry, like, also too, y'all can't look at us like we crazy saying this, because like what we just talked about, and we've seen the recent events that just happened with the Sanders.
This is not the first time.
It's not the first time.
So you can't. It's not a horrible, insane conclusion to be like, this league or people in this league are not being too kind to the Sanders family, regardless of whether or not they were at fault. That's the thing, is that you're not offering the charitability.
Yeah.
Because in a charitable instance, both of them see a punishment, and then maybe Shiloh gets cut because of performance after, or maybe the other white dude gets cut, or maybe they just give him a fine, or maybe they suspend him for XYZ, because either way, it's a preseason game. We can't be doing that. Both of y'all sit the fuck down for what y'all just did.
Yeah,
That's not what we're doing, though.
That's not what we're doing, though.
Especially knowing, like, you're not even giving them a fair chance, because you know the difficulty and the shift from going from college ball to straight in the league.
Yeah,
so it's like,
and I was going to say, part of that difficulty and part of that lack of charitability that doesn't get extended is there's a tendency, especially from people who are more Republican minded or who just watch a lot of sports, who don't want to deal with the political shit, to like blame everything on just personal responsibility, personal accountability. Bootstrap shit. Regardless of what happens to you, especially as a nigga or like anyone else, you have to have the most perfect reaction to it. And if you do anything wrong,
you can't be a human in that. There's no grace.
They don't look at us as humans, bro.
And I think that's so dangerous, because that like repeats itself, that breeds a generation of people, especially like in the black community or young men, who are not equipped to deal with, getting love or charitability, because they never get it. And that also can lead you down very fucking dangerous paths when you constantly feel, for whatever reason, that you have to be in an adversarial situation. And putting football players through that is already not the best. Situation.
They don't look at us as humans. They look at us as bots that should follow protocol.
That's the case. That's the case.
As much as you understand that someone like Shiloh should have the emotional intelligence enough to understand, like, okay, I'm in the league, I'm fighting for a 53-man roster spot and a $3 million roster spot. I can't be doing it. It doesn't matter how angry I get. I can't be throwing punches. That I agree.
That's a very good ideal.
That's a very good ideal. However, comma.
However, comma.
But there's context, bro.
Exactly. However, comma. That didn't happen in a vacuum.
It didn't happen in a vacuum.
We need to start actually seriously addressing how we as a society respond and react to people who are athletes, and how we can make sure that these things are even handled before we get to the situation, before we just squarely put the blame on, you should have reacted this way.
And then on top of it, a big thing, like the fight that just happened with Cam and the other guy, what was his name?
Cam Ward.
Yeah, like even that fight happened, it wasn't even as big as that. They had a fight like during practice. And I remember they had it on the press conference. They were like, oh yeah, the media's just making it this big thing. It's not even the big deal. But like now we have a fight like this.
It's the Shedeur brothers, bro. They're going to be in it. It's going to be like this all season, bro.
It's just going to
I
be
wish
that.
them nothing but strength, my nigga. Real shit. Because I know it's tough, and even like for Shiloh himself, I know it's probably tough as shit for him. But it is, like I said, it is also, you got to have that emotional intelligence. And I'm sure Dion and them ripped in him and taught them about that. We talk about emotional intelligence.
We talk about emotional intelligence, and it's an easy thing to like strive for it. And people say that they want to have it. A lot of people say they have it. I think I'm an emotionally intelligent person, but it takes a different thing, especially when you get caught up in a scenario you don't want to be in, to actually like analyze that. Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not do
Need
shit?
to
Like,
I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
cool.